Welcome back to Charles City, everybody. Darren Swenson with you as the first game of this doubleheader about ready to get underway. It's a cloudy, overcast night here in Charles City. Temperature very comfortable. And as we mentioned, this is the home opener for the Charles City Comets here on the 5th of July. They've been a nomad team this year as this field obviously going to get affected by weather very much so throughout the course of the year. And I know, talking to a few people, they're starting to have some serious discussions about possibly moving this field to another location, as the Comets will start senior Connor Opp tonight. 2-4 on the season with a 4.80 ERA. Thank you, sir. My chair has seen better days, and just had a Charles City man offer me a new one, and yeah, this is a heck of a lot better than sitting on the ground. So Colin Nimrod will bat against Opp, 2-4 with a 4.80 ERA. Opponents hitting .201 against him, 35 innings, 35 hits, 24 earned runs, 26 walks, and 26 strikeouts. Colin bats from the right-hand side of the plate, and the pitch to Colin is outside. 4-1 ball, no strikes. Nick Wilgenberg is calling the balls and strikes. And working the base pass here in game number 1 of the doubleheader will be Greg Bodensteiner. 1 ball, no strike pitch, and the pitch goes outside. It's 2 balls, no strikes to Colin. Hitting .229 with no extra base hits and 11 RBI. Levi Miller in left, Caleb Hageman in center, and Nate Manning in right for Charles City. The 2-0 taken up. It's 3 balls, no strikes. Tyler Labarge at third. Dylan Montag at short. Sam Lipke at second, and Zach Mitchell at first. Dylan Isaacson behind the plate, and Connor Opp on the hill. 3-0 delivery high and tight for ball 4, so Colin Nimrod will reach to start the game. So Nimrod at first, nobody out. And the hot-hitting Jake Qualley will come to the plate. Qualley was 3 for 5 the other night against Clayton Ridge Elkader Central. He's up to .326 on the season with 3 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 17 RBI. Opp out of the stretch for the first time in this one, and the breaking ball sails outside, so 5 straight out of the zone from Opp to start the ball game. And it's 1 ball, no strikes. Vikings 11-5 and in 4th place. The best they can finish conference-wise is 3rd. It'll all depend on the Waverly Shellrock Owine doubleheader tonight. That game being played down in Owine, or I should say those games being played down in Owine. You'll recall Owine defeated Waverly Shellrock the first time. Owine was good enough to sneak up to the number 2 seed in sub-state number 2. They'll be coming to Decorah 2 weeks from tonight. 1-0 delivery is outside for 2 balls, no strikes from Opp. We got 2 weeks until the start of tournaments and only 3 games on the schedule in that time for Decorah. A curveball for a strike, and it's 2-1. And of those 3 games, one of those a rain-out makeup. That'll be our next broadcast Tuesday night down against a very talented South Wind team. 2-1 delivery swung on and a pop-up shallow center field. Montag, the shortstop, still on the infield third, won't make the catch. One shortstop retires the other, and there's 1 down here in the first inning. A runner at first and 1 down, and Dustin Carey, another hot-hitting bat for the Vikings, will stand in. Scoreless game here in the first. Carey at .375, 6 doubles, 1 triple, 2 home runs, and 18 RBI. The lead at first by Colin Nimrod. Connor Opp comes set. Up at third is Labarge. And the pitch to Dustin Carey is a curve for a strike. It's 0-1. Decorah won their 20th game the other night against Clayton Ridge. Compared to only 8 losses. 0-1 swung on, popped up left side of the infield. Underneath it is the shortstop Montag, who will make the catch on the infield grass for the second out of the inning. So So a leadoff walk and a couple of pop-ups has led to a runner at first and 2 down for Josie Jewell. Opp did not face the Vikings in Decorah on the 14th of June. That was the game that was part of the 50th reunion weekend. Charles City struggled defensively that night. They gave up 9 runs, but only 1 was earned. As Josie Jewell will bat and move to first base, back to the bag diving is Colin Nimrod. Josie at .373, 9 doubles, no triples, 3 home runs, and 24 RBIs for Josie on the season. No count yet on Josie. Off delivers and the pitch taken low. It is 1 ball, no strikes. Comets have been an uncomet-like 5-20 this year. Only 1-15 in league play, but a lot of their losses have been close games. The 1-0 delivery, high and tight, and it hit him. It hits Josie on the pitch high and tight in the zone, or out of the zone. And Nimrod will move to second. Jewell will move to first, and the man who had 2 RBI the other night, James Osley, will come to the plate. Osley at .244 with 6 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 18 RBI. As we talked about from where James was at the beginning of the year, he's swinging a nice bat as well. So Connor Opp will pitch with 2 on and 2 out here in the top of the first inning. Osley bats from the right-hand side of the plate. Slight breeze blowing in today, and a curveball is taken high. It is 1 ball, no strikes. Colin away from second, Josie away from first. The stretch by Opp. And the 1-0 delivery, swinging a pop-up down the right field line and angling into foul territory is Manning. He can't quite get there as it lands up the fence, or near the fence, up the right field line. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Osley. In the infield portion of the park here at Sportsman's Park, there's a lot of foul territory room, and that dramatically decreases as you go up the line. By the time you reach the fence, there's only maybe 5-6 feet between the exterior fence of the field and the foul line. But anything on the infield, anything behind home plate, stuff that you would give up on in other parks, you can't give up here at Charles City. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count, the pitch. A breaking ball taken low. It is 2 balls, 1 strike on Osley. No score here in the first inning. A leadoff walk and a 2-out hit by pitch has led to the current situation we're in. The pitch grounded through the right side and through for a base hit. Colin Nimrod rounding third, coming to the plate, picking it up as Nate Manning. The throw is dropped on the cutoff, moving to second. When that happens is Osley. Moving to third is Josie Jewell, a 2-out RBI for Osley, and the Vikings lead it by a 1-0 margin. So James Osley knocks in his 19th run of the year. That is second on the squad behind Josie Jewell's 24. And Decorah has taken a 1-0 lead, and Kyle Kane will look to help his own cause. Manning's throw was short of the plate. Mitchell tried to cut it off and ended up just knocking it down. Had he caught it cleanly, the runners probably would have stayed. But the knockdown definitely allowed Osley to reach second. I think Josie would have been at third nonetheless, as a curveball taken high. It is 1 ball, no strikes to Kyle Kane. Kyle getting the ball for Coach O tonight, coming off a win the other night against East Waterloo. A 5-inning complete game. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Opp delivers, and the pitch swung on and a chopper towards third, fielded there by Lamarge. He'll throw to first base, a high throw gloved nicely at first base by Zach Mitchell, and that's that for the first inning. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left. We head to the bottom half of the first inning. It is Decorah 1 rather, and Charles City coming to bat. A 2-out RBI single by James Osley has given Decorah a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom half of the first inning. Kyle Kane getting the ball in game 1 of this doubleheader. Kane coming off a victory Monday night against Eastwaterloo at home. He's 4-2 on the season, 1.98 ERA. Opponents hitting .235 against him. 35 of the third innings, 35 hits, only 10 earned runs. He has walked 8 and he has struck out 30. Left to right across the outfield for Decorah is Hubden, Gavin Nimrod, and Osley. Jewell at third, Qualley at short, Colin Nimrod at second, Bryce Pierce at first. Ashbacker behind the plate, and Kyle Kane on the hill for Decorah. He'll face Montague, Mitchell, and Opp here in this first inning. In that first game, Charles City was able to hit the combination of Josie Jewell and Jake Qualley reasonably well. They had 11 hits in that game, but plated 5 runs, and Decorah won 9-5. Dylan Montague will bat, and the first pitch taken low, 1 ball, no strikes. Montague at .270, no extra base hits, and 3 RBI on the season. Kane ready in the 1-0 offering, swung on and a foul at the plate, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Charles City, 2 weeks from tonight, will be heading to the district in Waverly. They'll have Clear Lake, Waverly, Shellrock, and Independence, the other part of that district. 1 ball, 1 strike in the pitch swing, and a foul back towards the screen. We broadcast from field level. It is 1 ball, 2 strikes directly behind home plate. Just a great view of Sportsman's Park. Kane ready, and the 1-2 offering. Swung on and a fly ball into shallow left. Jake Hubden coming in. Qualley was calling him off, but Hubden came in and made the catch. Qualley kind of dove out of the way after Hubden took control. And it's always easier for the outfielder coming in than the infielder going out. And Jake was there to make the play. 1 down, nobody on, 1-0 Decorah at bottom of the first. Zach Mitchell hits .292 with 2 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 7 RBIs. Backdoor breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. Mitchell from the left-hand side against the right-hander Kyle Kane. The 0-1 delivery is a fastball on the outside edge for a strike. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes with 1 down. Kane kicks and deals, and the 0-2 delivery just missed the outside corner on a fastball. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kyle still in single digits for walks on the season. Here's a chopper right back to the mound, fielded on 1 hop by Kane, fires over Bryce Pierce at first base, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 down and nobody on. Bottom of the first inning, no score, or 1-0 Decorah. The counter Opp will try to help his own cause. Opp at .324. 4 doubles, no triples, 1 home run, and 9 RBI on the campaign. Longtime Comet coach Rick Gable coaching in the third base box. Pitch inside, 1 ball, no strike, and a longtime Comet assistant, one of the real good guys in the Northeast Iowa Conference, Rusty Rogatsky at first. The 1-0 swing and a miss. Good fastball, inner half. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Rusty helps out with this program, as does Tyler Downing, one of the bright young coaches in this conference. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. 1-1 delivery, a curveball taken low. It is 2 balls, 1 strike. Vikes got on the board in the first inning on a James Osley 2-out RBI single to score Colin Nimrod. The 2-1 delivery, swing and a foul. Right side now to play, so 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs on number 22. Two and 2 the count. Opp was 3 for 4 against Decorah pitching in Decorah as that one smacked into left field, and a running catch is made in shallow left by Jake Hubden. And that's that for the first inning. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the top of the second. It is a Decorah lead of 1-0.
Decorah 1, Charles City 0. For the Vikings.
Welcome back to Charles City, everybody. Darren Swenson with you here on a cooling, overcast Friday night. Glad you're with us for Northeast Iowa Conference Baseball on AM 1240 KDEC and at KDECradio.net. Coming up next week, we will have 4 nights of coverage, at least. Coming up on Monday night, the softball team has added a season-ending doubleheader at home against Western Dubuque. It'll be a 5 o'clock start for that one. We'll have both games of that doubleheader at 4:50. Then Tuesday night, we'll head to Kelmer for Decorah and Southwind in baseball. 7:20 start time for that one. Wednesday night, we'll head down to Waterloo for Decorah and Waterloo West in baseball at 6:50. And then Thursday night, we'll be back over here, about a football field to our left. Not even over here at Sportsman's Park for the first round of the girls' tournament for a regional play in softball between Decorah and Charles City. Austin Ashbacker will lead things off here in the second inning. He'll take the first one up from counter off. 1 ball, no strikes. Ashbacker at 242, 2 doubles, 1 triple, no home runs, and 14 RBI on the season for the Baby Bowl. The 1-0, fastball at the letters for a strike. It is 1 ball, 1 strike to count. A ball and a strike to count. Hop kicks and deals, and the 1-1 offering is outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. As we've talked about a little bit before, this is the first home game of the year for Charles City. Talking to Tyler Downing and Rusty Rogatsky before the game, who did a lot of work to get this field ready to go. 2 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. Ground ball towards short, picked up there by Montag. Winds up and throws over to first base to retire Ashbacker. 1 down here in the second. 1 down, nobody on for Bryce Pierce. 1-0 Decorah here in the second. Bryce at 214 with no extra base hits and 3 RBI.
Number 11, Bryce Pierce.
The infield, both Coach Rogatsky and Coach Downing told me was going to be fine. Still pretty spongy out in the outfield, as you would expect, with that swamp out in center field, as Bryce Pierce takes a curve for a strike on the outside edge. No balls, 1 strike. When I was here a week ago for softball, it was looking pretty doubtful that this game would be played here, but hasn't been a ton of rain in the last week here in Charles City, and that made it possible. Pitch swung on and missed as Bryce over the top of a curveball, and it snowballs 2 strikes. Most importantly, you feel good for the young men of Charles City, because it's been, I believe, since 2007 since they've gotten to play every game at home. As the curveball swung on, popped up directly behind home plate. Isaacson is after it. He can't quite get there, so we'll do it again at no balls, 2 strikes. I was told it's been since 2007 since Charles City has gotten to play every scheduled game at home, and they've never used that as a crutch or an excuse or a reason. This program's usually just gone out and performed really well. The ball's 2 strikes with 1 down, and the pitch to Pierce sails outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. In fact, as a Nomad team in 2008, they were part of a tri-conference championship with Waverly and with Decorah that year. 1-2 delivery, fastball high and tight. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count on Bryce. So for the young men in what is a pretty good Northeast Iowa Conference baseball community in Charles City. 2-2 swung on, rolled to the right side. Diving stop or attempt by Mitchell gets by him, but Lipke at second able to make the play and counter off. The pitcher gets over to cover first base to retire Pierce, and the 4-1 putout is recorded for the second out here in the second inning.
For the Vikings, center fielder number 7.
Mitchell dove, couldn't get there. Heads-up play by Connor Opp, knowing that Mitchell was going to dive after that one to get himself over to second base, or over to first base, and he was able to do so for the second out of the inning. And Gavin Nimrod will bat with 2 down, nobody on here in the second inning of a scoreless game. As pitch taken high, 1 ball, no strikes. Gavin at 260, 7 doubles, 1 triple, 1 home run, and 14 RBI. Opp ready, and the 1-0 offering. Just missed the outside corner with the fastball, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. I was talking with Eric Holford, longtime radio and public address guy and teacher in this school district. The 2-0 delivery, fastball outside edge for a strike. It's 2-1. He says they're getting into some serious conversation about moving the baseball field location here in Charles City because got to have a place to practice and play. Swinging a foul. Third base side now to play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Over the last 5 years, you factor in lost gate, lost booster club revenue, lost added transportation costs. A school district official over here told me it was about a $25,000 cost to the district. Unfortunately, that's just not acceptable. 2-2 outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1-0 Decorah here in the second inning on a James Osley 2-out RBI single in the first. To score, Colin Nimrod. 3-2 with 2 down. Opp delivers to Gavin, swung on, driven towards right center field, and that one will land for a base hit. A big turnaround first base. Gavin's going for 2. Throw to second base is cut off, and Gavin Nimrod gets his 9th double of the season. So Gavin with the 2-out double, and Colin will try to take advantage of it and get his big brother in.
Second baseman, number 10, Colin Nimrod.
Colin drew a 4-pitch walk and scored in the first inning. The Viking run in the first was with 2 outs. Colin Nimrod trying to repeat that here in the second. 1-0 Decorah top of the second as Connor Opp comes set. Looks back at second, and the pitch to Colin is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Opp brings it, and a curveball misses outside for 2 balls, no strikes. This is Vikings Radio, 1240 KDEC Decorah and KDECradio.net. Darren Swenson from Sportsman's Park here in Charles City. The 2-0 delivery at the letters and for a strike to Colin. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Northeast Iowa Conference baseball doubleheader tonight. Decorah leading by a 1-0 margin. 2-1 with 2 down, and the pitch swinging a pop-up foul. Zach Mitchell coming after it on the first base side, but it lands foul. About 10-15 feet in front of the first base Charles City dugout. And the count is evened up at 2 balls, 2 strikes on Colin Nimrod. Colin trying to take advantage of a Gavin Nimrod 2-out double a moment ago. 2-2 the count. And the pitch. Just missed the outside edge on a curveball. So now it's 3 balls, 2 strikes on Colin Nimrod. Gave him a lead at second. Opp comes set, and the 3-2 delivery swung on a 1-hopper right back to counter Opp. And an easy toss over to Mitchell at first base will retire the side. So a 2-out double, but nothing else. 1 hit, 1 left. We head to the bottom of the second inning, a 1-0 lead for Decorah. Bottom of the second inning we go. It's a 1-0 lead for Decorah. Every time the Viking baseball or softball team leads in the 6th inning or beyond, it's an A&J Petersburg insurance run. Every time that happens, the A&J Petersburg Agency Insurance and Real Estate since 1932 donates $28 to the Decorah Viking Athletic Booster Club. Middle third of the order for Charles City here in the second inning, as Dylan Isaacson will bat. He's a .338 hitter with 8 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 10 RBIs. He was 2 for 4 against Decorah pitching. And Decorah on the 14th of June, and the first one outside from Kane, 1 ball, no strikes. Kane got 2 fly balls and a ground ball. to retire the side in the first. A strike on the inside edge from Kyle, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Kyle's last outing, the 5-inning complete game in Game 1 of the doubleheader Monday night against East Waterloo. Fastball swung on and missed. At a pitch high and tight, it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kane kicks and deals, and the pitch high and outside. Missed on the fastball. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Kane ready. The 2-2 offering. Swing and a miss at a curve. So Isaacson down on strikes, 1 down here in the second inning. A 1-0 lead for Decorah for Caleb Hageman. Hageman at 275 with 1 double, no triples, no home runs, and 8 RBI. First pitch in there for a strike from Kyle. It's 0-1. What was a sunny day has turned cloudy. Temperature really cool right now, and actually unbelievably comfortable right now to watch high school baseball. This pitch goes outside. It is 1 ball, 1 strike from Kyle Kane, who shut down the first 4 that he has faced. The 1-1 swung on a ground ball towards second, picked up there by Colin Nimrod. He'll throw on to first base to retire Hageman, and 2 down here in the second inning. 1-0 Decorah. Tyler LaBarge will bat for Charles City. LaBarge at 150 with no extra base hits and 6 RBI. We do notice Nate Manning, the right fielder in the starting lineup, is starting to warm up a little bit in the bullpen. As pitch in there for a strike from LaBarge. It's no balls, 1 strike. 0-1. Curveball missing outside. It is 1 ball, 1 strike on LaBarge. Kyle ready. And the 1-1 offering. Swung on, smacked foul. First base side, out of play. So it is 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Another 1-2, swinging a foul, right side and out of play. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes still. Pitch, swing, and a miss. Strike 3. So Kane knocks down the side in order. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the top of the third inning. It's 1-0 Decorah. Top of the third inning we go. It's a 1-0 lead for Decorah. James Osley, a 2-out RBI single in the first inning to score Colin Nimrod, and Kyle Kane has shut down the first 6 he has faced in this game. This is the first game of a doubleheader tonight from Sportsman's Park here in Charles City. Vikes will send hitters 2, 3, and 4 to the plate. Qualley, Carey, and Jewell. Qualley popped to short his first time up. Jake coming off a 3-for-5 night and has improved his average up to 326 on the season. Qualley bats from the right-hand side against the right-hander Connor Opp, who has thrown 41 pitches in his first 2 innings. Opp kicks and deals, and the pitch inside corner for a strike, 0-1. Qualley, we mentioned 0-for-1. Back in that first inning, the Vikes had a leadoff walk, 2 pop-outs, and a hit by pitch as a ground ball goes to third. LaBarge makes the play on to first base to retire Qualley. 1 down here in the third inning. So the Vikes have been putting it in play, but the Comets able to make the plays. That is something they struggled with in Decorah with 8 errors on that night. And Dustin Carey will bat. He popped to short his first time up. Carey coming off a 3-for-5 night against Clayton Ridge the other night. Curveball taken for a strike. It's 0-1. Op ready, 0-1. Curveball smacked foul, third base side. It's no balls, 2 strikes, so Op has settled down nicely after a little bit of a rough start. The senior right-hander for Charles City who has thrown the most innings for the men of Rick Gable coming in. 0-2 to Carey. Swing and a softly hit ball right back to the mound. Opp will pick it up. A high throw. Mitchell forced to apply the tag, and he does so on Dustin Carey for the second out of the inning. It was a softly hit ball. It was a high throw at first base, and Mitchell adjusted well and recorded the putout. Two down, nobody on for Josie Jewell. Josie was hit by a pitch with 2 outs in that first inning and takes the first one high on a breaking ball over his head. 1 ball, no strikes. That ended up extending the inning for James Osley, who got the game's only RBI. A batter later. The 1-0 delivery taken at the letters in for a strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike to count. One and one with 2 down. The pitch swung on, a blooper out in the left center field, and that one will land beyond the outstretched attempt from Dylan Montag at short for a base hit. So Josie singles to left center with 2 outs here in the third inning. Jewell at first, 2 down, and James Osley to the plate, who singled to right to knock in a run in the first. 1-0 Decorah as we play the third inning. Opp comes set, and the pitch to Osley, swung on a fly ball, center field. It keeps carrying on Hageman, but he's under it in right center and makes a 2-handed catch to retire the side. 1 hit, 1 left. We head to the bottom of the third inning. It's Decorah 1 and Charles City 0. Welcome back to Charles City, everybody. A 1-0 lead for Decorah on a cloudy, comfortable, overcast night here in Charles City. The Comets' home opener for 2012, or 2013 for that matter. Kyle Kane will face the bottom of third of the order here in the third inning. Johnny Etherington, Nate Manning, and Levi Miller. Kane has retired the first 6 that he has faced, and he has struck out 2. Gotten 2 groundouts and 2 flyouts to this point. Breeze blowing in from center field. Swinging a foul at the plate. No balls and 1 strike. Hey, that breeze is making things comfortable, and BE probably knocking down some of the mosquitoes. 0-1. Pitch. Swinging a foul. And out of play. The ball's 2 strikes on Etherington, who's hitting 123 with no extra base hits and 4 RBI. Curveball taken low. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. One and 2 the count. Kyle ready. Kicks and deals in the 1-2 delivery. A curveball low. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two and 2 the count. The pitch swung on, a ground ball to the left side. Charged there by Josie Jewell after 2 hops. He'll fire a strike over to Bryce Pierce at first base, and there's 1 down in the third. One down, nobody on, and Nate Manning to the plate in a 1-0 lead for Decorah. Manning at 205. No extra base hits and 6 RBI on the campaign. And a curve for a strike, 0-1. So Kyle Kane's been on his game through the first 7 batters. The 0-1 delivery, swinging a foul at the plate. It is 0-2 now. Kane has gotten a first pitch strike on 6 of the first 8 batters. Makes pitching a lot easier when you get strike 1. The 0-2 delivery from Kyle. Taken low, it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. One and 2, and Kyle ready. A curveball swung on, grounded towards third again, fielded right near the bag by Josie Jewell, and he'll throw on to first base to retire Manning, and there's 2 down here in the third. 2 down, nobody on, third inning. A 1-0 lead for Decorah on a James Astley 2-out single in the first inning, and the number 9 hitter in the Comet lineup, Levi Miller, will bat. He's a 196 hitter with no extra base hits and 3 RBIs. Kyle starts him with breaking ball low. 1 ball, no strikes. One 0 delivery, taken low. It's 2 balls, no strikes to count. Two 0. Outside, it is 3 balls, no strikes now from Kyle Kane. Kane ready, and the 3-0 offering. Miller squares to bunt and pulls the bat back, so he must add the take sign. And he takes a strike. It's 3-1 as Kyle tries to fight back now. 3-1, and the pitch grounded towards short, picked up there by Qualley on multiple hops. He'll throw on to first base to retire Miller, and another 3-up, 3-down inning defensively for the Vikings. We go to the 4th inning. It is Decorah 1 and Charles City 0. Top of the 4th inning we go. A 1-0 lead for Decorah. First game of a doubleheader here tonight in Charles City. Coach O talked about it with the extra week that's in the calendar this year. 3 regular season games left for the Vikings in the next 2 weeks before tournaments start 2 weeks from tonight.
Leading off the 4th inning for Decorah.
And it's a bit of a challenge for a lot of baseball coaches because, A, you want your team sharp and ready to go and don't want any rustiness going into the tournament. But at the same time, as Kyle Kane bats to start the 4th inning, he'll look at a strike, 0-1. He grounded to the third and the first 0 for 1. At the same time, at least from a pitching perspective, most of your arms are going to be pretty well ready heading into that tournament series. No balls and 1 strike to count in the pitch. Swung on and a 1-hopper over the head of Opp, fielded at shortstop by Dylan Montag, and throws on to first base to retire Kane. 1 down in the 4th inning. I'll say this, through 3+ innings, Charles City is a lot better defensively than when we saw them in Decorah on the 14th. If it wasn't for the help that Charles City gave Decorah, Decorah might have had a tough time beating the Comets that night. So far, the Vikes are putting the ball in play, but the Comets are making the plays as Austin Ashbacker grounded out to short in the second. Swings at the first one, grounds one towards third. LaBarge there to make the play. The throw goes off the bag, and applying the tag is Zach Miller. Austin dove trying to get out of the way of the tag, but Miller, with some quick hands at first base, was able to tag the baby bull for the second out of the inning. So 2 down and nobody on. And a 1-0 lead for Decorah. Bryce Pierce grounded out to second his first time up 0 for 1. Connor Opp doing a nice job right now. He's given up 3 hits and only 1 run through 3 2/3. His pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. A 1-0 lead for Decorah on a James Osley 2-out RBI single back in the first inning. 0-1 delivery, and that one inside. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. One. Low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Opp has given up a 2-out base hit in each of the last 2 innings. He has yet to throw a 1-2-3 inning tonight. The 2-1 delivery to the right side. Zach Mitchell moves to his right, and an underhand toss to Opp. In stride will retire Pierce and the side here in the 4th inning. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's Decorah 1 and Charles City 0. Bottom of the 4th inning we go. It's a 1-0 lead for Decorah. The James Osley 2-out RBI single in the first inning. Holding up to this point as Kyle Kane returns to the mound here in the 4th. He has thrown 41 pitches through his first 3 and has retired the first 9 that he has faced. 5 of them on ground balls. 2 of them on strikeouts and 2 of them on fly balls. So Kane doing a good job of pounding the strike zone, and B, pounding the lower pitcher's part of the strike zone, because when Kyle's getting a lot of ground balls, that's when he is most effective. And Dylan Montag will come to the plate. Flew out to left in the first, 0 for 1. 1-0 lead for Decorah as we start things here in the bottom of the 4th inning. As what has turned into a very comfortable night to watch baseball. As that one smacked into right field and a base hit. Montag swings at the first pitch of the 4th inning and gets a single to right to become Charles City's first base runner. And a sign of the spongy outfield. That ball hit in right center field and just kind of died as it landed in the rough on a golf course. So Montag at first base with nobody out, and Zach Mitchell will come to the plate. Mitchell from the left-hand side of the plate shows no signs of bunting. Runner goes, pitch swung on and missed, and no throw from Austin Ashpacker. So Montag will steal second. And Mitchell now has a runner in scoring position. Mitchell grounded to the pitcher his first time up. Kyle out of the stretch with 2 looks at second, and the 0-1 delivery butted foul back to the screen. It is no balls and 2 strikes to count. Stretch by Kyle. A look back at second in the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Kane gets his 3rd strikeout as he got Mitchell to chase a ball out of the zone. A runner at second and 1 down. And Connor Opp to the plate. Opp flew out to left, and Jay Covden on a well-hit ball to end the first inning. One of only 2 balls that were put in the air against Kane as the curve is over on the inside edge for a strike, 0-1. Kane comes set. A look back at second. And an 0-1 delivery swung on and missed, got him to chase a high fastball, and it's 0-2. So ever since Montag reached second base, it's been 5 strikes from Kyle Kane. Technically 4 strikes from Kyle Kane, as the Montag steal happened in the first pitch of the Mitchell at-bat. No balls, 2 strikes to count to Connor Opp. And the 0-2 delivery sails high on a breaking ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Decorah leads it 1-0, where he play the bottom of the 4th inning. Stretch. A look back at second and the 1-2 swing and a foul at the plate, and that one got the mask of Nick Willenberg, the home plate umpire. He's forced to shake off the cobwebs a little bit as the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. One and 2 the count. Kyle comes set, and the 1-2 delivery. Curveball swung on, foul back to the screen. And the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stretch by Kane, look back at second, and the 1-2 fastball outside edge for a strike. And Opp down on strikes, and that was the 4th strikeout for Kyle Kane. The good old looking for the local and got the express. A fastball on the outside edge to Opp. A runner at second and 2 down, and Dylan Isaacson to the plate. Struck out swinging in the second, 0 for 1. 1-0 lead for Decorah here in the bottom of the 4th. The curve is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Kyle comes set in the 1-0, swinging a foul back. It is 1 ball, 1 strike count on Kyle Kane. Montag away from second. Kane comes set. A look back at second. And the 1-1 offering swung on a ground ball towards third. Charged there by Josie Jewell. He bobbles it momentarily, and everyone's going to be safe. And I think that would have been an infield hit anyway, as Isaacson hit that one softly and slowly enough that Josie was going to have a tough time coming up with it. Isaacson will run for himself at first base, and Caleb Hageman will try to take advantage of a first and third with 2 down. And Hageman grounded to second his first time up. 1-0 Decorah leading Charles City as we play at the bottom of the 4th. Kane delivers, and he starts him with a curve and a strike on the outside edge. 0-1. Stretch 0-1. Swung on, smacked into left field, and a base hit. Scoring is Montag. Stopping at second is Isaacson. It's a 1-1 ball game. Caleb Hageman with his 9th RBI of the season, as Charles City has tied the game with the 2-out run here in the 4th inning. And Tyler Labarge will bat. He struck out swinging in the second, 0 for 1. The pitch to Labarge just missed the inside edge. It's 1 ball, no strikes. So a single to right, 2 strikeouts, an infield hit, and a solid single to left has plated the first run for the Comets. And the pitch taken up. It's 2-0. Stretch, and the 2-0, swinging a foul as both runners were going on 2-0 that time. 2 balls, 1 strike. Stretch, and the 2-1, swung on, 1 hopper right back to Kyle. He'll throw over to first base, and Bryce Pierce for the final out of the inning. But the Comets tie it up. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left. We head to the 5th inning. Our new score, Decorah 1 and Charles City 1. Top of the 5th inning we go. Vikes will have 9-1 and 2 due to face Connor Opp, who has retired 9 of the last 11 that he has faced, and has done a good job keeping the Viking bats at bay. and has given his team an opportunity to tie the game, and that's what Caleb Hageman was able to do. In the bottom half of the fourth inning, with the 2-out RBI single to score Dylan Monte. And since Isaacson was on the base pass, he's getting the gear on, and in fact, Tyler Downing threw the ball down to second base, the assistant coach. And he threw a strike flat-footed to second base. Tyler was pretty good back in the day, and you know what? I think he could still play today. Gavin Nimrod will bat. He doubled to right back in the second, 1-for-1. One of 3 hits that Opp has given up. He swings the first one and taps run right back to Opp. He'll throw to first base, and 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 5th. One down, nobody on. Colin Nimrod to the plate. He will bat for the 3rd time. Walked and scored in the first inning and grounded to the pitcher in the second. Opp ready. And the first offering. Well outside, and it gets by Isaacson. No harm, no foul, since no one was on base. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Opp has retired the first batter in the inning. In every inning except the first. That was the only inning Decorah got a run, as that one smacked towards short. Charging there is Montag. He'll pick it up and throw to first base to retire Nimrod, and there's 2 down here in the 5th inning. So after an 8-error performance, if you can call it that, up in Decorah in the 9-5 victory for the Vikings over Charles City on the 14th of June. What a difference 3 weeks has made. Opp has not struck out anyone. But A, the Vikes aren't putting in play that hard, and B, the Comets are making the plays defensively. Pitch a strike, 0-1. To Jake Qualley. He popped to short in the first, rounded to third. In the third, as that one smacked down the left field line, just foul. Just a few feet to the left of the chalk up the third base side. A good 30, 40 feet onto the outfield grass, and a snowball is 2 strikes. Vikes getting into that mode of probably being a little bit unwisely aggressive right now. The ball's 2 strikes, a curveball taken high. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Through the first 2 innings, Opp threw 41 pitches. Right now, in the last 3, he has thrown 24 combined. The 1-2 delivery, check swing taken low. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. And in that time, the Vikes have only gotten 1 hit. And this is the first time Opp has gone to a 2-ball count on a hitter since the 2nd inning. Deuce's wild pitch to Qualley, swung on a ground ball towards the third base side. LaBarge there to make the play, throws on to first base, and on a bang-bang play, Qualley retired. Opp has retired 7 in a row, and we're through 4.5 in Charles City. In game 1 of this conference doubleheader, it is Decorah 1 and Charles City 1. Bottom of the 5th inning we go, bottom third of the order for the Comets. In a 1-1 game, Johnny Etherington grounded to third in the third, 0-for-1. Kane delivers first pitch, swung on and missed as the Comets help out Kane again on a high fastball, 0-1. Etherington grounded to third in the third, as we mentioned. Each team with 3 hits and a run and no errors to this point. 1-0 taken up. It is 1 ball, 1 strike. So both Kyle Kane and Connor Opp doing a pretty good job of keeping the other team's offense at bay. Granted, the momentum definitely on the side of Charles City right now. Curveball missing outside from Kyle. It is 2 balls, 1 strike. Opp has thrown 66 pitches through 5 innings. Kyle about ready to throw his 64th, and we're just starting the bottom of the 5th. 2-1 delivery, swinging a foul, right side out of play. It is 2 balls, 2 strikes on the Comet designated hitter. Lights have just been turned on here at Sportsman's Park. 2-2 delivery, ground ball to the third base side. It's picked up there by Josie. He'll fire across the diamond to Pierce and 1 away here in the 5th inning. I don't know if this will be a factor later. There are 4 banks of lights across the outfield, and the bank in far left field is not on. 1 on, or 1 down, nobody on. Nate Manning to the plate. He swings and pops 1 up right side. Jake Qualley or Austin Ashbacker in foul territory will make the catch for the second out here in the 5th inning. As Larry Wolf thinks about sitting on the busted chair.
Left fielder number 2, Levi.
Got some super glue there, partner? Apparently not. 2 down, nobody on. Levi Miller to the plate. 1-1 game. Miller grounded to short his first time up in the 3rd, 0 for 1. He'll swing at the first one and foul it away. No balls, 1 strike. I'm good. Kane delivers. Pitch swung on a ground ball towards short. Fielded on 3 hops by Qualley. He gets to it and throws to first base. And Miller retired 6-3, and both teams go down in order in the 5th. Good ball game here in Charles City in game number 1 of the doubleheader. It's Decorah 1 and Charles City 1 after 5.
After 5, we remain tied at 1.
Top of the 6th inning we go. It is a 1-1 ball game. Dustin Carey, Josie Jewell, and James Osley. Good part of the order for Decorah, but Connor Opp has done a good job of keeping them at bay as Opp has retired 7 in a row.
Number 2, Dustin Carey.
The last Viking to reach was Josie Jewell on a 2-out single to the left back in the 3rd. Opp with 1 walk, 1 hit batter, no strikeouts, and 3 hits given up through 5. He throws his 67th pitch of the game to Dustin Carey, and it's low outside for 1 ball, no strikes. Carey popped to short in the 1st and grounded to the pitcher in the 3rd inning. Vikes got their runs with 2 outs in the 1st inning on a James Osley RBI single to score Colin Nimrod. 1-0 delivery. Curveball for a strike. It's 1-1. Comets got their run with 2 outs in the 4th inning on a Caleb Hageman RBI single to score Dylan Montague. 1 ball, 1 strike to Carey, and the pitch swung out and missed on an over the top curveball. It's 1-2. One and 2 the count. And the pitch. Fastball missing outside. It's 2-2. Opp looking for his 3rd win on the hill. Even though he's had a 4.80 ERA, opponent's only hitting .201 against him. So the pitch swung on and missed. That's the first strikeout of the night for Opp. And there's 1 down here in the 6th inning. And Opp has now cut down 8 in a row. Josie Jewell has been on base twice. He was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning and singled to left in the 3rd. Up again here in the 6th in a 1-1 game. The pitch missing low and outside. It is 1 ball, no strikes. The senior right-hander brings it, and the pitch, a curveball, a strike at the letters. It is 1 ball and 1 strike count. Key inning here as the Comets will have the top of their order up in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1-1 delivery outside for 2 balls, 1 strike.
We're back in there, Connor. Let's go do some.
2-1. Swung on, smacked into right field, and that'll land for a base hit. So Josie Jewell ends the 8 consecutive batters retired streak for Connor Opp. as he singles to right with one down in the second inning. And that is the first time since the first that the Vikes have had a base runner with less than 2 outs in an inning. And James Osley, the man responsible for the only RBI in the game for Decorah, will stand in. 1 on, 1 out, 6th inning, 1-1 game. Osley an RBI single to right in the first, a fly out to center in the third. Up to an unfamiliar position, the stretch, and he'll throw outside to Osley. 1 ball, no strikes. Jewell a couple of steps off the bag at first base, held on there by Mitchell. Opp comes set. And the 1-0 delivery swung on a ground ball through the left side. Knocked down there by Montag, but that's all he's going to be able to do with it. Montag with a good effort just to get to that ball, but once he got there, Osley was the majority of the way down the line, so first and second with 1 down. And Kyle Kane will try to help his own cause, and out of the dugout will come Tyler Downing for Charles City. Coach O will take advantage of the opportunity to talk to hitters and base runners in the third base box. Current situation, 1 down and 2 on.
A reminder to Comic Senior parents, please assemble around home plate in between ball games.
As Tyler Downing will turn and make the right turn back to the first base dugout. Coach O will end his conversation with runners and hitters, and Cole Sweska will run for James Osley at first base. And that'll be a pinch running situation for Osley. Kyle Kane will try to help his own cause. He's grounded to third in the first. He's grounded to short in the fourth. Decorah 1, Charles City 1. We play the top of the 6th inning. Vikes out hitting the Comets 5-3. It's been an arrowless game. Runners lead from their respective bases. Opp with the pause and the pitch. It goes high to Kane. It is 1 ball, no strikes. First time through the order, Opp let 4 runners on. The second time through the order, he only let 1 runner on. 1-0 to Kane, swung on a fly ball into shallow left, a step onto the outfield grass. Montag, he will make the catch from a shortstop position, and that's the second out of the inning. So Kane pops out, first and second now with 2 down, and Austin Ashbacker will come to the plate. He grounded to short in the second, he grounded to third in the fourth. The runner at second is Jewell. The runner at first is Cole Sweska for James Osley. Decorah 1, Charles City 1, top of the 6th inning. Opp ready, and the pitch to the Baby Bull goes outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Opp hasn't walked anybody since the first inning. In fact, since the first batter. And there is going to be a balk as Opp will force runners up to third and second base as Opp was in the set position, was leaning, kind of rocking back and forth, and Greg Bodensteiner, the base umpire, was right on it. So now Ashbacker will bat with 2 runners in scoring position and a 1-0 count. That's a good job because normally at the high school level, balk should be called if everyone in the place can see it, and everybody in the place could see that. The 1-0. And that one hit his bat in a foul ball. Austin couldn't get the bat out of the way as the ball was behind him. He still had his bat behind him in his stance, and it ends up being a foul ball. And Rick Gable out of the first base dugout to talk to Opp. Hitters and batters will head over and talk to Coach O. The first meeting was from Tyler Downing. This one was from Coach Gable. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count with 2 down here in the 6th inning. Key moment in this game as Decorah has runners at 2nd and 3rd. The Vikings have left 4 runners on in tonight's ball game. This inning was the first time since the 1st that they had a runner on with less than 2 outs. Josie sits at 3rd. Sweska runs for Osley at 2nd. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. The stretch by Opp and the pitch. Swinging a foul. Right side out of play. And it's 1-2 now on Austin Ashbacker. One and two with 2 down. Away from 3rd, Josie. Away from 2nd is Sweska. Opp comes set. 1-2 to Ashbacker. Hit well, but hit foul. Is that one going to land at about 3rd base on the softball diamond? As Larry Wolf just put it, had there been softball played tonight, it would have been an infield fly rule over there. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the pitch. Swinging a foul back. That was a high fastball, shoulder high. And Ashbacker fouled it straight back. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes yet on Austin Ashbacker. 1-2 the count. Opp comes set. And the 1-2 delivery, a breaking ball outside. And I don't think the deuces could be any more wild than this. 2-2, 2 out, 2 on. The pitcher's number 22. The batter is number 22. Opp comes set. The 2-2 delivery swung on a ground ball to the right side. Picked up there by Lipke. He'll throw to first base to retire Ashbacker. And the side is out here in the 6th inning. 2 hits, 2 left. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It is Decorah 1 and Charles City 1. Kyle Kane returns to the hill after Counter Opp was able to get out of a jam in that 6th inning. We'll see if the Comets can't keep the momentum offensively here, as they do have the top of the order due here in the bottom of the 6th inning. This was the part of the order in which Charles City scored their run the last time through. In case you're just joining us, Decorah got their run in the 1st inning. A James Osley 2-out RBI single to score Colin Nimrod. Charles City got their run in the 4th inning. A 2-out RBI single by Caleb Hageman to score Dylan Montague. Both pitchers have thrown well. Counter Opp, 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run. It was earned. 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Kyle Kane, 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned. No walks and 4 strikeouts. Dylan Monte got a single to right his last time up, stole the base and scored after flying out to left in the 1st inning. He'll take a curve for a strike from Kyle. It's 0-1. 1-1 game. Been a good baseball game here in game 1 of this doubleheader. No balls, 1 strike to count. Kyle ready. A curveball hit slowly to the right side. Picked up there by Pierce. He'll throw on to first base with Kane covering. And the out recorded 3-1. So after the RBI single by Hageman back in the 4th, Kyle has now retired 5 in a row. 1 down, nobody on. 1-1 game here in the 6th inning. And Zach Mitchell is 0 for 2. Grounded to the pitcher in the 1st, struck out swinging in the 4th. Swings the first one and fouls it. 3rd base side and out of play. No balls, 1 strike. Got to look at some of these losses, though, that Charles City has had in conference play. Obviously, they've struggled as that one smacked towards second. Fielded on 1 hop and a slide is Colin Nimrod, and he'll pick it up and throw to first base, and Mitchell retired 4-3. Colin thought about extending for that ball, but had he extended for it, it probably would have gone into right field. At the last second, he decided to slide and knock it down. He ended up gloving it. and making the play look relatively routine. 2 down, nobody on, and Connor Opp will try to help his own cause. Opp will look at the first one high, 1 ball, no strikes. 1-1 game here in the 6th. Opp flew out to left in the first, struck out looking in the 4th. This Charles City team played Owine to 2-0, Waverly to 4-0, Crestwood to 2-1 and 3-2. Pitch out in there for a strike. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Even that Decorah game, 9-5. If the Comets were nice to themselves that night, that could have been a different story. Ground ball towards third. Picked up there by Jewell. He'll throw on to first base. And the out recorded another 1-2-3 inning. That's the 5th time in 6 frames that the Comets have gone down in order. So Kyle Kane is definitely doing his job. Now it's the offense's turn. As we go to the top of the 7th inning, it is 1-1 Decorah and Charles City. Top of the 7th inning we go. It's a 1-1 game. Been a good one here in game 1 of this doubleheader between Decorah and Charles City. Brady Dolly is going to get to bat leading off here in the top of the 7th inning to face Connor Opp, who has thrown 86 pitches. His only walk of the game resulted in Decorah's only run. He struck out 1. He's given up 5 hits. And the run he gave up was earned. Kyle Kane, in 5 of the 6 innings he has faced the Comets, he has knocked down the side in order. So, from Kyle's perspective, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned. No walks and 4 strikeouts. Very acceptable. Both teams have been very good defensively, playing errorless ball through 12 defensive innings. Brady Dolly will lead things off here in the top of the 7th inning. Dolly as a pinch hitter, or as an overall hitter, is 3 for 14 with 3 RBI this year. He did not face the Comets the first time through. Dolly has swung it well and played good defense at second base in a couple of starts that he has gotten recently. Dolly batting for Pierce, who is 0 for 2 on the night. Pitch outside from Connor Opp. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Gavin Nimrod, Colin Nimrod to follow here in the 7th. One 1-0 delivery to Dolly inside for 2 balls, no strikes now. Opp ready, 2-0. Curveball outside, so it's 3 balls and no strikes now. You can bet your bottom dollar that Dolly will be taken here. That bottom dollar closer for some than others, including myself. The 3-0 delivery is taken up for ball 4, so Brady draws the base on balls, and Pierce will re-enter and run for him. It is the first time since the first inning that the Vikings have gotten their leadoff runner on. Opp's only other walk resulted in the only other run, or the only run, that Decorah has scored tonight. The runner at first had nobody out and gave a Nimrod to the plate, double to right in the 2nd, and grounded to the pitcher in the 6th. Or correction, the 5th. He's up again here in the 7th. It's 1-1 between Decorah and Charles City. A couple of steps off the bag at first base is Dolly. Opp back to the stretch against the left-hand hitting Nimrod. He bunts up the third base side. Opp off the mound will field. He'll throw to first base. Throws it into right field. Coming to third is Bryce Pierce. Nimrod will be at second and third with nobody out for the Vikings. Give Nimrod a sacrifice, and he'll reach second on the throwing error by Connor Opp. The first defensive miscue for either side tonight. And now Rick Gable will come out of the dugout and talk to Connor Opp. Nimrod will get his 5th sacrifice of the year. And it looks like a pitching change is coming. I think it's Dylan Montag that's going to come in and pitch. We'll tell you about the changes here in a moment. Second, third, nobody out here in the 7th inning of a 1-1 game. Dylan Montag will come in and pitch. He'll move from shortstop to pitcher. Connor Ott moves from pitcher to right field. Nate Manning moves from right field to second base, and Sam Lipke moves from second base to shortstop. Montag, another senior who threw the final 2 innings of the game up in Decorah, gave up 5 hits, 5 unearned runs, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. And Eric Smorstad will bat for Colin Nimrod. Montag making his 11th appearance, his 10th out of the bullpen, 0-4, 195 ERA, 217 opponent's batting average against, 28 and 2/3 innings, 31 hits, only 8 earned runs. He's given up 27 runs, only 8 earned, 10 walks and 19 strikeouts. Smorsy is going to bat here for Colin Nimrod. Second and third with nobody out. Infield up at all 4 spots for Charles City as Smorsy stakes a strike, 0-1. Morstead on the season, 3 for 27, 111. He doesn't have an RBI as Montag will step off and bluff Pierce back to third. Pierce the runner at third, and Nimrod the runner at second. The ball's 1 strike, and the pitch swung on, popped up right side, foul territory. Mitchell appears to have room, and he will make the catch. And there's the first out here in the 7th inning. So Smorstad fouls out, and Jake Qualley will bat. Second and third, 1 down, 7th inning, 1-1 the score. Jake Qualley popped to short in the first, grounded to third in the third, grounded to third again in the 5th. Infield still up at all 4 spots. And a move to third base will send Pierce back standing to the bag. This is Vikings Radio, 1240 KDEC Decorah and KDECradio.net. 1-1 game. No count yet on Qualley. Qualley squares to bunt, bunts it up the third base side and foul. The squeeze was on as Pierce was moving. The pitch wasn't the easiest to handle as it was a fastball high in the outside area of the plate. And Qualley unable to put it in fair play. No balls and 1 strike to count. Stretch and the 0-1 just missed the outside corner on a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Op 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run to this point. 1 walk, 2 walks and 1 strikeout. 1-1 and a move to third base again will send Pierce back standing to the bag. My guess is the strategy there is to see if Pierce is leaning at all in case there is another squeeze play on. 2-1 swung on, fly ball left field. Angling towards the line is Levi Miller. He will tag and make the catch. Coming to the plate is Bryce Pierce. Relay throw. There won't be any. A sacrifice fly for Qualley and a 2-1 lead for the Vikings. Jake Qualley with his 17th RBI of the season. You just want any sort of contact to the outfield in that situation. Miller put all he could on the throw. LaBarge fielded it directly in front of home plate, and by the time LaBarge got the ball, Pierce was in to score. Nimrod stayed at second base, and Dustin Carey with an opportunity for an A&J Petersburg insurance run here. 2-1 Decorah here in the 7th as Carey gets hit in the back. And since first base was open, that definitely doesn't make too much of a difference. But now Charles City has to face Josie Jewell, who's been on base 3 times. First and second, 2 down, 7th inning. 2-1 Decorah on the sacrifice fly by Qualley. Josie hit by a pitch in the first, single to left in the third, and single to right in the 6th. Montag delivers, and the pitch ground ball towards short. Picked up there by Lipke. He'll throw on to first base, and he beats Josie by a step. Nice stretch there by Zach Mitchell at first. 1 run, no hits, 1 costly error, and 2 runners left. Vikes will look to close it out next as they lead it 2-1. Dylan Isaacson will start things in the 7th, and he'll look at a strike from Kyle Kane, 0-1. Isaacson struck out swinging in the 2nd and got an infield hit in the 4th inning. 2-1 Decorah as we start the 7th, as that one swung on foul back. It is no balls and 2 strikes to count. Pitch high. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Kyle kicks and kneels, and the 1-2 swung on, popped up. Foul territory, third base side. Austin Ashbacker coming over. Kyle Kane coming over, and it lands behind both of them. Lack of communication for Ashbacker and for Kane in the area directly behind home plate, and Isaacson have new life. One ball, 2 strikes, nobody on, nobody out in the 7th. A 2-1 lead for Decorah as the pitch sails high. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch, curveball, taken for strike 3. Kyle Kane gets his 5th strikeout, 1 down here in the 7th inning. And the man responsible for the only RBI of the night for Charles City, Caleb Hageman, will come to the plate. Grounded to 2nd in the 2nd, single to left, and knocked in a run in the 4th. A curveball taken outside. It is 1 ball, no strikes. Hageman, the last Comet to reach base back in the 4th inning. 1-0 in the pitch. Curveball, a beaut, taken for a strike. It's 1-1. Vikes got their run in the 1st inning, a 2-out RBI single by Osley. In the 7th inning, a sacrifice fly by Qualley, swinging a foul at the plate. It's 1 ball or 2 strikes. Better yet, 1 ball and 2 strikes. With 1 down here in the 7th inning, a 2-1 lead for Decorah. Hageman, the 2-out single to score Montag in the 4th inning for Charles City. The 1-2 delivery, swinging a pop-up foul, right side, out of play. It is still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Keene hasn't walked anybody, has struck out 5, given up 3 hits. And he has not allowed a base runner other than in that 4th inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kyle with the delivery pitch, swung on and missed. He got away with the hanging breaking ball, but fortunately for Decorah, Hageman didn't make contact with it. And that's his 6th strikeout of the night. And Tyler Labarge, last hope for the moment for Charles City. In a 2-1 Decorah lead here in the 7th. The pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Labarge struck out swinging in the 2nd. And grounded to the pitcher in the 4th. 0-1 from Kyle. Swinging a foul, right side and out of play. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Decorah 2, Charles City 1. We play the bottom of the 7th in what has been a good baseball game here in game number 1 of this doubleheader. The 0-2 delivery grounded to the right side. Charging there is Pierce. He'll run to the bag and retires Labarge, and that's a Viking victory. Kyle Kane in 6 of the 7 innings knocked down the side in order. And Decorah wins game number 1, 2-1. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 8 left for Decorah. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 left for Charles City. Kyle Kane, the winning pitcher, 5-2 on the season, throws a 3-hitter, gives up 1 run. It was earned. No walks, 6 strikeouts for Kyle Kane. Counter out the tough luck losing pitcher because he threw pretty well. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. So Decorah moves to 21-8 and 12-5 in conference play. The Comets dropped to 5-21 and 1-16 in conference play. So game 1 done. Decorah wins it 2-1. Game 2 coming up here in about 20-25 minutes on Vikings Radio 1240 KDEC.